Hey there, my friends. What's happening? I have a brief moment of silence in my day as the kids decided to go to the park. I had to let the fledglings fly off, and I thought I would take a moment to make a video that I've been thinking about this morning here. These feelings of, well, I'll get to the feelings part later, I suppose. What I wanted to talk to you about was these similar feelings that we have within us of darkness, and we have a dark side and we have a light side. And I don't mean those literally. I do mean them, of course, as metaphors, but I want to make it an important declaration here right at the beginning, that when I talk about our personal darkness, I'm not in any way referring to being violent or hateful or our desire to do wrong to other people. And I think this is a misconception, a misunderstanding of what darkness is. And on top of that, there's a misunderstanding that darkness is somehow something to be avoided. But the truth is, darkness is within us all. It's the truth of our mortality, the reality of our circumstances that we have to face here on the earth. And this is regardless of whether you believe in a religion or not, whether you believe in an afterlife or not. We all agree that in this life, there are some hard times to deal with. So there are two sides to us that we choose to show to the world. I should say two sides to us, and we can choose which to show to the world. And we have our light side, our light hand, which is always there. Everyone sees it. It's our face, the face we put onto the world. But in the background, the dark hand. Whether it's the right hand or the left hand matters not. I only say that because if you look at ancient philosophies or some of the Freemasonry or some of these, groups or communities, they often talk about having your right hand or your left hand mean something. I take the nihilist approach where I've let go of everything that people tell me means something. The same way that the pentagram, for example, or the pentacle has been stolen. People assume if you draw a star in a circle, it's Satanism. They assume if you draw a swastika, then it's Nazism. Even though these symbols were stolen from ancient, cultures. Even the cross was taken. It predates Christianity. So we associate what we want these symbols to mean. And in the same way, we associate what we want good and bad to be. So there may be a light, and then we have the darkness. The darkness is the part of us that we don't show to people. The darkness is the side of us that we try to hide. And the truth is, the more you come out with your true self, the more liberated you feel. And generally, this has shown itself to be true. People who say, once I just became myself and showed people who I really am, I was a happier person. Even if that comes with persecution. You see, being honest about how we feel is important because it may come with persecution, but it may also come with insight. In other words, if we say, I feel this way about something, someone may say, but why do you feel that way? And then we would say, well, because of A, B, and C. And then the person could say, well, A, B, and C actually aren't true. This is the reality of it. Maybe if you look at it a different way or with the real numbers, whatever it may be, a person may walk away with planted seed in their head and eventually say, well, I think that person might have been right. I've had some, sorry, no, I didn't mean the accent there to mean anything offensive to anyone in the South. I did this little skit the other day, and it's still kind of stuck in my mind. Probably something I'll never post. But anyhow, this darkness that we carry with us it has many facets. It is not only our own mortality, but the reality that we know that we're going to lose loved ones, the reality that we have lost loved ones. It's the reality that we can't know all of the details or the truths of the universe. It's realizing that and acknowledging that we don't have all the answers and we never will. And that's okay. And eventually, that darkness starts to fade. Those are my thoughts anyhow. Not much else I can say about it. Either you know where I'm coming from or you don't. And it's a difficult topic to talk about because all I could say before I just wander off here is don't force any thoughts out of your mind. Don't force any ideas out of your mind. Don't punish yourself for the things you think or the things you feel or the things that you wonder about. Sure, if you do bad things, you should be punished. But if you don't and you're just thinking about weird shit, a lot of people punish themselves for thinking about deviant acts or whatnot because their religion doesn't allow it. Even masturbation, something like that. So, it's pretty ridiculous when you really consider that society has pushed people into this little, reality coma where they're not even allowed to express themselves or be themselves. And none of us really know what is the right way to act because of that. And therefore we create this idea that there's a dark side of society. And we attribute it to a demonic or satanic force, which is another story altogether. But acknowledge who you are, be who you are, and don't let anybody tell you any different. I'll talk to y'all next time. Take care now.